Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. It's Monday.
Woo,
It's
woo.
Monday Night Beers.
Ooh, yeah.
Let it be known that the koozies are still available at capsulerecords.bigcartel.com, and our good friends at Sticker Mule, who hook up a lot of my shit, had a fucking real good deal on coasters. So we're gonna have some coasters very soon as well.
Nice.
Very
Oh,
exciting.
yeah.
So
All the merchandise, baby.
get it, get it. Let's find out.
So how's everybody doing?
Oh yeah, what's going on, man? Everybody cool?
Slept like 13 hours last night.
Oh,
Went to bed at like 7. Chain smoking weed all day. Eating
Yeah.
everything.
I did my Sunday thing, but I'll tell you what, man. Usually, I'm an IPA guy. Sticking to light beers, my hangover is just like, there's a little something this morning. I wasn't crippled.
Yeah.
It's been a big help.
And you had been
Pop Man.
drinking and watching football for about 47 hours or something.
Yeah, got it on now. And Pop Man in the K Money League, K Money Central is pushing my shit in like fucking Tuco in training day, man. It's gross. I need like 50 points from Saquon Barkley during this game in order to beat Pop. I need you to not score any fucking points.
Yeah, it's so funny. Right now I'm not up to speed on football. I blindly did that. I blindly picked my pro pick'em league, and I'm at 10 points. I just got the goods, baby. I got
Let
the
it
vibe.
ride.
Let the record show, everybody who has played in my pick'em league over the years and who bitched about how hard it is or whatever, that I have 10 and you have 10, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and I just picked every home team. Like, a lot of times there ain't a whole lot of fucking logic to it. You just got to get in there and go. And
Yeah, I just try to make a pattern with the greens. I'm like, what looks coolest?
Right. It's like, it's all fucking luck. It's just all fucking luck. Fantasy sports are luck. Like, Pop picked 12. Pop just has this 8 lineup that fucking dominated me. There's no rhyme or reason. You don't know what you're going to get. And the Pick'em League is the most fun for me of all the fans, because I can only think about it once. And then I did change. I went Titans over Broncos at the very last second because there's so many injuries.
Also,
we're gonna see, man.
Even if you want to try, week 1 is such a crapshoot anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
well, what I don't understand that seems like should be the same across the league is whether there's fans there or not, because it seems like it is an advantage to have live fans, and some places are doing it and some places aren't. They should be a fucking policy. It's like everybody is or everybody isn't, and it seems like most people can't, so it should just be no, right?
And if you boo the Unity, you get your card pulled. Can never go to a game again.
Can you imagine those Chiefs fans their team just won the Super Bowl. They're going to go to that Petri dish and just boo them because they kneeled.
Hell yeah.
Fucking idiots,
It's unreal.
man.
And, like the representation of that, you can hear when someone's up on a microphone. Those are, I don't know how you would do it or figure it out, but those guys that booed, pieces of shit at the fucking Kansas City game, they knew they're right up on that, because that's all you hear is just this real direct voice. Like, fucking gross. It's just really embarrassing. And you could see the embarrassment on everyone's face at the game. Like, what kind of sick fuck? They should have locked those fuckers up during the game. Like, you don't get to come back anymore. You're a sick person. Unreal. But such is sports.
I should start by saying, at this point in our text thread, unless you say specifically the photo you're sharing is not to be used on social media, it could end up on a Monday Night Beers post. This week we used a photo of Jesse Pop in an old nerd costume.
Oh, yeah.
And it garnered a lot of attention. At first I had to be like, do you have a question? Listen, people are commenting all over this photo and I need questions, But we got through it. And the first question comes from Jojo Allen. If Tom Brady isn't able to pull off a good season this year without Bill, do you think his GOAT status will be revoked? Also, go Raiders. Well, that's what a dude said one time before
No.
they fucking hit the switch on him in the electric chair.
I'm not even a Patriots fan, but I mean the guy's won however many Super Bowls. He's fine. It's like when Willie Mays was on the Mets or something. It's nobody will.
Don't forget though, his first one he got because of some bullshit ass tuck rule they made up on the spot.
That's true.
Should have been the Raiders, and I fucking hate the Raiders. That should have been the Raiders in the Super Bowl instead of them.
But, Montana went somewhere else. Favre went somewhere else. It's like, unless – if he goes 0-16 or whatever, then maybe it's like
Gotta hope.
a bit of a ding. But I don't think it's going to be a problem no matter what he does.
Didn't he cheat though? Didn't the whole Patriots get caught up on film and shit? Wasn't that a thing that just like went away real fast?
Of course. But the fact remains that Tom Brady will be considered maybe the greatest of all time, whether it's right or wrong, whether they cheated or they didn't. That's how the dude is viewed.
I mean, I could win the Super Bowl if I had Randy Moss.
Yeah, I'll go Pop instead. Pop's better than Tom Brady.
Just chucking the ball to Randy Moss, man. Just give me that. And Tom Brady doesn't even eat tomatoes or drink or anything. I could have some beers, eat some tomatoes.
Kiss his son on the lips.
First,
It's a novelty act for sure. It's like when Jordan went and played for the Wizards. Like you don't count that. That's something that guy wanted to go do. It doesn't
We're
affect.
not talking like a Peyton Manning who like had to get a bunch of surgeries and everyone counted him out. Then he came to us. Hell yeah.
hey, listen, anything that got
Tom
fucking
Brady
Gronkowski
sitting
out
on
of the
the sidelines.
WWE, I'm happy for him, man. If it fucking pulled him back into football, thank God.
Gronk looked cooked, man. His body is not there. His conditioning is not there, and his brain is pudding. It's a bad fucking combination. Gronk
And he was
is
a
not
real dumb guy to begin with. He's like Lenny from Mice and Men, except he's can catch a ball.
I just want to see Pop Man, drop back. He's in the pocket. He's just got a fucking lit Winston going right before the snap, just hanging out of his helmet.
Hey man, I played flag football 4th through 6th grade, so watch out, boys.
Get open, get open, get open, get open, get open.
Yes. Charles J. Sward. The last Blockbuster store in existence is offering Airbnb stays for $4. What store or spot from when you were younger would you want to rent out for a weekend? There was a spot in Milford called the Shutter Shop, which was this old fucking at some point I think it was a camera store because there were a lot of old cameras and shit and models. And then if you went upstairs, there were toys. But the thing about it was like all the shit downstairs was so old and outdated. And then the toys upstairs were way overpriced. Like I got that Transformer blaster that looked like a ghetto blaster on layaway.
Shockwave? Is it Shockwave or Soundwave? Is it Shockwave or Soundwave?
Soundwave was another guy that played tapes, but Master Blaster was like the other guy.
Oh, it's like
it looked like a radio.
Yeah, that was the bigger one. Yeah.
But anyway, and this dude also at one point he was like in the Inquirer because his basement was like full of comic books. Like he had Superman 1 and he had all this shit. But the dude was kind of like, whether he was or he wasn't, he was known to be a creep. Like he'd follow you around the store, so the word got out, like don't go in the Shutter Shop alone because whatever. Yeah. But if I could now have the Shutter Shop as it was and fucking just kick it there for a weekend, bumping around from floor to floor, that'd be my spot.
Yeah. And that's the thing is when you get older, you realize that a lot of those guys who own baseball shops or card shops, like they might really have actually liked the collectibles, but there's a lot of them. It was just a fucking honey for bees to come in and like, man.
And if not creeps, they were also just assholes. I went to a couple baseball card shows and I was like 10, and like these old fucking bastards like made me cry because they just like yelled at me or something and told me I asked them a stupid question.
They're old alcoholics, you know.
Yeah.
There was one by my house called D&W Baseball Cards, Dick and Wanda. They're two old people. And probably just, I don't think they're up to anything. But fucking Dick was this big pile of shit, man. He was disgusting. He just a dandruff factory human being. That's like his only reason for existence. He would get KFC for lunch, and he'd house the fucking gravy.
Oh.
Like he had this big, nasty, disgusting beard, and he would just hit the gravy right to the head, and then he would eat the potatoes plain.
Oh. Heat up
I
his
was just-
throat, get that
I
lube
remember-
going, suck everything down.
I remember being a kid and just, oh, fuck, and you'd see him doing it. And then Wanda smoked in there. Like, those card shops, people were just ripping butts inside at these card shops. Everything was very smokified.
And like there was a shop by me in a place called Novi, Michigan, and they had like some generic name like the Bullpen or the Ondex.
Was it the old ballpark?
Old Ballpark?
Yes. I
And
remember the
those
old
guys
ballpark.
were fucking opening wax packs, taking out the good cards, putting in shit cards, and then ironing them back closed. We found out like later, so you couldn't
Wow.
even get a fucking hit in that place, you know.
Lock them up.
Do you remember one time I bought a Hank Aaron card at the old ballpark? And I bought it, and then I got it home. I was in the car, and I realized that it had like handwriting on the back because they didn't show it to me and then I was like 9. I'd like say it, and then my mom went in and yelled at him, and I got my money back.
I'd like to picture at some point coming in and out of the old ballpark. Maybe we bump.
Yeah. It's like, who's this fucking idiot?
So where are you camping out for the weekend?
What's the
I don't
Did
know.
you ever do the school field trip where you camped out at the Detroit Science Center?
No, we went to the Science Center. We never stayed there though.
I did it we did where we stayed the night in like sleeping bags, and then we just kind of got to run around and have like the run of the place. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I'd probably do like, if I was 10, 12, I'd just do like a
No, right
baseball
now.
card. Oh, right now?
A shop that you could like, you know, from your younger days, so you could go stay at the old ballpark now. If you know what I'm saying.
Okay. I'd probably just pick a bar or a bookstore or something. A bar from my hometown where I just go and just fucking chug a lug all the beers, and
Fair enough.
yeah?
that's my answer, I
think-
guess.
I mean, I would like to say, like, we had like a baseball memories place that had when basketball cards were hot. Like, they had all the Jordan posters. That would be my initial reaction. But when Pop brings up bars, I think I gotta go Showbiz Pizza, not Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Fucking Showbiz, when that shit was adult style, and you got Dragon's Lair and all the good video games. You got beer, you got pizza.
That's a good
I'm
pick.
good. TVs, like, I'm there. I'm there for a week. I don't give a shit. Lock me in.
Plus, you
That's
can watch the
right.
bands to
The
play their
ball.
tunes.
Oh, I hook up. I put like fucking Scarface and Ice Cube, Ghetto Boys shit. Hook that in and have the band like fucking
Dude.
fantastic.
Gnarly, where you posting up?
I was gonna say Estrado Small in like 2002. They had like one of the first Chick-fil-A's, bunch of video game stores. And I have access to the whole mall. There's a Red Robin in that mall, an old Taco Bell, Steak Escape.
Dude, they'd find you in the morning, dude, after your sleepover. You just be fucking.
Swollen.
My buddy Carl had a birthday party a couple times at Aladdin's Castle in the Fashion Square Mall. So it'd be after hours on like a Sunday night. Like, they close the mall at 5 or 6 or something, and then you'd have the birthday party from like 6 to 9. Free reign to play all the games, but then just you were in the mall. So you could just roam around the mall. And as a kid, that's like a dream. Like, I'll just walk around and like fucking just, getting quarters out of the fucking fountain. And like,
How much
when-
beer
yeah.
was there?
When you're like a kid, one of the best things is just walking around places you're not supposed to,
yeah,
like whatever.
yeah.
Trespassing. That's not a hobby. It's an
Where-
activity.
Warehouses were a lot of fun. We go
Mhm.
into like the Old Town area. There'd be all these. It's so easy. You just walk in, like, and it'd just be abandoned. But there's some business, like an auto parts distributor on the first floor. But you just boop, 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 you walk around, break shit. You know, just break stuff. That was
I
the
wanna
goal as a
change
kid.
mine.
Was to trespass and then break shit.
And that order. I'm switching mine to Camelot.
Camelot music?
No, the mini golf, water slide, arcade / laser tag spot.
Oh, that's great.
2 floors. We got yelled at. Went there during like a day camp. So we were hitting the balls like they were drivers. So then we were forced to just they took away the clubs. We had to play inside. No water slide after that.
What I don't understand about the fucking last Blockbuster doing Airbnb is like, you're just like laying in a video store? Is there a TV there, I guess? Or like, what's the fucking...
And is it you and everybody else, or is it just you?
No, I would hope that it... Yeah, who fucking...
And that bathroom's not that tight. It can't be that tight. Just
Also,
a
like-
restroom.
Blockbuster's selection was never that good. You always wanted to go to like the indie VHS store.
Yeah, go to like a local one or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Good old
They were-
Kim's Video.
They
on
kept
St.
their
Mark's.
shit to like Christian morals, right? Like Blockbuster.
Yeah, like they didn't have
Yeah.
certain movies, or they had like the rated versions of certain movies, and it was just kind of like, yeah.
If I see La
also-
Bamba, I want to see the plane crash.
Right. I feel like a lot of those places also like porno's okay and violence is fine if you're Christian for some reason, but like you do anything else, counterculture. Well, we can't have anime in here. We don't know what this is shit. What is this? Like we can't even understand the language. Our children, please. I love
THM,
that.
oh,
Well, just like
SDTN 20. Best Buddy Cop Duo. Marcus Burnett, Mike Lowry, Tango Cat, Tubbs Crockett, Riggs Murtaugh, Jack Cates, Reggie Hammond.
French Connection. Roy Scheider, Gene Hackman. That's off the top of my head.
I don't know if this is accurate as a buddy cop duo or not, but I always liked Rockford and that dude, was his name Sonny, the like kind of
Yeah.
crook who would like sort of help him / hinder him.
But it's not exactly. I guess it's got to be two cops.
Two cops.
Keanu and Gary Busey.
Yeah.
does it have to be out of this list?
No, I think those are just some examples. Yeah.
They have to be both cops, though. That's tough. I mean, Murtaugh and Riggs is the easy answer for me. Like, that's not.
Cop and a half. That kid wasn't.
There's got to be several. I mean, there's got to be several movies I'll think of as soon as we're done with this
Stallone
question.
and Diane Lane, Judge Dredd.
You told us that movie was shit last
It was
week.
shit. It blows cops. That movie just blows cops.
Ah, it's tough.
The latest Judge Dredd is actually really good.
Yeah.
What
Sort of like a-
about-
yeah.
Oh, we discussed that. Yeah, it's more
Okay,
like, yeah.
Kind of like Raid.
I mean, like Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, and 4 are both all highly watchable films.
Chris
And,
Tucker.
and the dialogue never stops between those two, even though, I'm judging the art, not the person. Don't get me in my DMs with a bunch of fucking Mel Gibson's a bad
Mel
guy
Gibson
shit. I
rocks,
fucking know.
dude.
I know. Well,
He's an actor.
characters rock. Well, yeah, the characters rock.
He's not American. Who
Mel
gives a
Gibson.
fuck?
He's one of those Australian criminals.
He's Russell Crowe, man.
LA Confidential is good. Speaking of Russell Crowe.
Mm.
Training Day. I don't know if they were buddies. They weren't really buddies. But
Those two cops.
yeah.
I fucking love Ponch and John. I can watch Chips all day, man.
Oh yeah, Chips.
Yeah, I was a big Chips fan as a kid. I had the motorcycle helmet that I'd wear in the bathtub. The Chips helmet.
Yep.
And when I go to get my hair cut, I couldn't say my R's, and my hair was so thick, which I don't know what fucking happened there. But I would ask the barber to give me a John haircut. So I want, like, how do you want your hair cut, Michael? Like, I want my hair cut like John from Chips. How do you like John? Yeah, from Chips. I want to look cool. And then he'd comb it with a little water, and I'd walk out of the barbershop and immediately just go straight back to bowl cuts.
Dude, I had that same shit, dude. Kid barber talking about, oh, your hair's so thick, you're never gonna lose this. Motherfucker. Todd Dank, the motherfucking man, Todd Dank wants to know, do you lose your shit like I do when you round the corner at the grocery and see that it is Boo-Berry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula season? I'm into it, dude.
I
think
like
you
it.
can only get it at Target now, though, right?
I haven't been to the store since March.
McCarthy just sent me a photo. I think he's at Target of the monster cereals. You know?
They didn't always have those on like year round. I thought those were year round cereals.
No, they pop them out now, like in
That's
September.
bullshit.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was just
Like
when
what was there?
when we were kids, it was like year
Yeah.
round.
Yes, but anymore, like for the last, since probably last 5, 6, 7 years, it's just a couple months out of the year, and I think it might just be at Target.
Yeah.
But
So
dude,
they only carry Count Chocula for that long?
Hmm?
So you're saying they don't have Count Chocula until September?
right, you can't get a 365 anymore.
You
Like,
serious?
Those cereals are fucking seasonal now.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
The most amount of time I'll spend in the grocery store is the cereal aisle, and I do not see Count Chocula except for during the Halloween.
That's a
Because
travesty.
I fucking love cereal, but I can only have
Yeah.
so much. So I am picky. Like if you get a bad box, like something that's subpar, that goes right in the trash. That's not worth the
You're
calories.
treating it like
But, like,
wine.
Yeah, the go-tos are like, Vince turned me on to those Reese's Puffs, and that fucking is a game changer. I think
Check
I
out
like
honeycombs. Honeycombs are pretty tight.
Love honeycomb.
honeycombs are good. Honeycomb are good. Yeah.
Crackling
Underrated.
Oat Bran,
Eat
Crackling
it
Oat
dry.
Bran. That's the best cereal.
Crackling oat
Oh,
bran.
there's no character in that pop, man. It's
Cinnamon
just
Toast
like,
Crunch and Crackling Oat Bran are probably the best
Yeah,
cereals.
cinnamon
That's-
toast crunch. That's the hands down. You just eat
Well-
that with your hands.
Dude,
unfuckwittable.
Bernsey, you gave it right back to me, dude, because I had never had cinnamon toast crunch, and then you
You
called
never
it out,
Oh, really?
so I just fucking
That
got
is a
some.
god tier echelon cereal. My
Yeah,
mom would
'cause-
never buy it because it had too much sugar. But when I first had it, I was like, oh my god.
You know what pisses me
I'm a
off though?
great-
Now there's a fucking Captain Crunch Halloween Crunch. He's trying to fucking cut in on the monsters.
No.
They only got like a month or two to make their shit work, and the Captain Crunch want to fuck that.
Stay in your lane, man. Come on.
Mm,
Yeah, exactly.
mm. Now, what's in this Halloween crunch?
Well, let me take a look because, like I said, McCarthy just sent me a photo from the store. It's he's really fucking turning it on here because it's got marshmallows, which fucking Captain Crunch never does, and the ghosts. So that apparently these ghosts make the milk turn green. Look at this crazy motherfucker.
Oh,
Too much.
man, I don't want green milk.
No.
I like that cover. That cover is really nice. That box is dope. But I don't want
Evil
green
Satan.
milk.
But do they even, it's weird, like when we were kids, they marketed cereal to little kids hardcore. Do they even still do that now? Like, you remember when we watched like cartoon on Saturday morning, commercials for
Oh, yeah.
sugar cereal and all. Do they even do that now? Or is it just like adults who like
Like on a-
still?
It's just stoners.
No, like on a
I
Nickelodeon.
watch a lot of Nickelodeon,
Nickelodeon.
and there's like not a lot of good cereal commercials. I run SpongeBob every morning. That's my news. Throw that shit on and get about my day.
I mean, when I was a boy, I was not allowed to eat sugar cereal. So my favorite thing was having sleepovers at like parents who let you just eat whatever the fuck you wanted. Have like Honey Smacks and Corn Pops and Lucky Charms, and I was a
That
pig
shit
and
would
shit.
always blow my mind. I'd be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And your parents
Absolutely
are
the same.
divorced? Sick.
We had Cheerios and Frosted Flakes for the most
Kicks.
part. Once in a while, like
That was the
a
one just-
crackling oak. But I go to Crazy Cooter's house to stay over, and he had it's like fucking Seinfeld's apartment. He had like every fucking, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and you could have all you want, and they had vitamin D milk. It's just mind blowing.
Oh,
And I would
God.
house that shit. But here's what I never got. My mom would not let me have sugar cereal, but I could take that sugar bowl and empty that motherfucker out on my Cheerios, and that was totally okay for some reason.
Mm.
I could put as much sugar as I wanted on my shitty cereal.
You can't quantify that. There's no fucking. But gnarly, you're right, dude. Kix was like the tweener. It was like somewhere between healthy
My
and.
mom would be like, oh, here's like the Kix ones with berries. Like, I'm treating you. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Ever
Which
tell
Pay
you,
an extra quarter, get the Fruit Loops. Let's fucking go.
did I ever tell you the gross story of my friend who lived across the street from me, and I had to sleep over, and he'd do the ice cream sundae bit?
You better give it to us again, dude. It's
Have I told it on this podcast?
if you're faint of heart or you get queasy easy, turn this thing off.
Right.
Go ahead, Pop. Tell us, dude.
Well, it was one of these houses where you could eat whatever you wanted because the dad worked nights and looked like Johnny Cash. But you would go over to he would make an ice cream sundae, put chocolate syrup on it, eat it, but then spit it back into the bowl and then turn it into put it into the blender and add milk to it, turn it into a milkshake, and he'd drink it. And he'd say that because he got to eat it twice.
Like, why didn't you just blend it the first time?
I don't know. I don't know,
What are we
dude.
doing, man?
He was a weird kid.
Dude.
Richard Lewis was on a radio show that I was a producer on in Chicago, and he told the story about how because he was like, Richard Lewis is a fucking weirdo, and I feel like he makes up half the shit. But he's like, whatever, dietary body issues. He would eat milk. He would eat cereal and milk, a whole like giant bowl, and eat it and spit it back in the bowl. Eat it, spit it back in the bowl until it was just paste, and then he'd throw it away.
We got to move on.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing that up.
It's going to turn into a vomitorium, dude. Ted Cotta, in honor of football being back, here's a couple. What's your favorite tailgate spread snack? Could be at home, a party, or an actual stadium parking lot. Cold weather game, mine is chili. Warmer out, it's steak for either meal combined with copious Coors Light consumption. Second part is you're all of you but gnarly are from Michigan. Are you U of M or Sparty fans? And why is the right answer neither? Well, Burns and I both went to state, so we kind of
We're Spartans, yeah.
a little bit. I don't really care too much, but
I went to Central
I don't
Michigan for 1 year and dropped out, so I don't really care about either one.
Hell yeah, fuck school.
I never really understood too much school spirit, but yeah.
I've gotten more as I've gotten older, but the only benefit to me having a college degree is that like I can wear a fucking state hat or like some shit on a Saturday when I go get a coffee and like people's like, hey, go green, like that's fun. But I don't follow the shit. I like to watch grown men play sports for money, not for free.
Well, it is funny as you get older. I was huge into college sports when I was a kid, but then like I'm watching like 19-year-olds. Like like if you were like a year early, if you're at like the bench in the bleachers of a high school game, freaking out, like it's kind of weird. Unless you're gambling on it or you went there, I think it's kind of goofy to keep watching. I don't know. I think people should do whatever they. I think people should do whatever they want to do.
That's right.
But like, fuck, man, there is something really special about tailgating for a college football game. Like even if you're an adult, like that's just
it's fun.
It's just the fall in Michigan. You just can't beat that shit.
And at state, there's those one people who always had the Drinko game instead of Plinko. You drop the thing down.
Yeah.
If you needed a reason to drink.
Yeah, we were there. We got there at 5 a.m., firing up the grill, ripping beers. I don't know how the fuck we got home. I think it was a lot of leaving the car at Munn Field. What's the part two of that question?
So, Nolan, what's your favorite like tailgate food item? I'm going to say either meatballs or chicken wings.
Probably just hot dogs, some beers. Mm-hmm.
Only time I've tailgated was in Colorado. And I was in a house with like 9 other savages, and we just drank and smoked. And then we got to the stadium, and you're able to hang out right in front of it. We each had 18 racks of Coors Light, and we just did that right before we walked in. It was great.
Colorado, yeah, you can just have Coors Light anywhere. You can take
that shit. That's their water, actually. You open up the faucets, and it's just Coors Light. It's everywhere.
No, but you can think of, like, what's a tailgate food item? Everybody knows what one is. I mean,
like a burger and a hot dog, I guess. I could just eat quick. Doesn't involve a plate.
No,
really.
but like, what do you make when you watch soccer? It's like it doesn't matter what sport. Like,
I'm heading via Corona, driving faded, getting a breakfast burrito, and coming back.
Listen, if you go on the chicken wing Reddit, it's probably chicken wings. Right?
You love chicken wings.
If there's a big game, I don't like eating before because it just bothers me. And then my stomach hurts, and it's a whole thing. I'll eat whatever's fucking there. I don't care. I'll have what you guys are having.
There we go.
Shit.
Did we tailgate when we went to that Chargers game or no? Because it was two. We went and got a little bit of food, right?
We went to that restaurant. Like, we had beers and had breakfast at that restaurant.
Have you guys seen those portable porta potties those guys be rocking at tailgate sometimes? Where it's just like you put it to the back of your truck and it's like a tall tent, just like a porta potty. You just fucking
Did you say portable porta potties?
Yeah. I saw one at Qualcomm and I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was like a tent on the side of a truck, like a little water setup. It was weird.
I'd rather
they brought their own. Like, it wasn't brought theirs. These guys brought it with them. I don't know, dude.
I'd rather just get a shovel and go shit in the. shit in
You'd
the
rather
woods or something.
rock an adult
You
diaper.
brought a shovel to the tailgate?
It's for when I shit.
Hey, I'm gonna go shit. Just chipping dirt.
Burns, what's your tailgate item?
And I am a fucking junkie for cheese dip, like whether it's a chili cheese in a crock pot or you're just doing like a Rotel and Velveeta, whatever that is. I can't stop. I'll keep shoveling that in with Fritos scoops or a good tortilla chip forever.
Yeah, Velveeta and Hormel chili. There it is. That's mine.
Yeah, Rotel or Hormel chili. Yeah,
Hornell. Horny Hornell.
Horny chili.
Horny for Hornell.
Rob Lobster 43, good old Rob Sacuzo. Who's the band that you love that you're surprised haven't made it all capitals big?
What counts as big? Album sales or like in the
Radio.
zeitgeist?
Well, I mean, like a band that comes to mind for me is Fu Manchu, which they tour the world. They have records people kind of know, but I feel like it's a band that I also think should or could very well be a lot bigger, maybe.
Yeah.
So I guess it's however you want to frame it. You know, either should be bigger than they are, or nobody knows who they are. But Haviland, whatever you want to say.
I want to say. Never mind. Go for it, Pop.
No. You go
I was
ahead.
gonna say DMAs, but that just counts for like America viewing, I guess, because they're big everywhere else. They sell the fuck out, but here it just hasn't caught on yet, and I don't understand why. Could be management or some shit, label. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is, a lot of those bands they don't come over, you know, and so so they don't get promoted the same way here as they would if they were going to come over and tour, you know.
Like I've like lots of bands. For me, I don't know, because I've like lots of bands who aren't necessarily they're big in like the indie scene, but never like were top 40 bands or.
Can we get a name?
I don't know. Like bands from back in the day or bands right now. I don't know. Skip. I'll say something
It's
later.
all good, baby. It's all good. There's no stress in this thing. Come on.
I have one that's very small. Like this guy has no fucking followers. A guy named Roger Harvey, singer-songwriter, and his songs are brilliant. He's just as good as any other that type of like alt country vibe, but I think it's above and beyond. And then I go and look at this guy's like Twitter and shit. He's got like 6 followers and like no one listens to his shit on Spotify. It's just like what I can't fathom why it's not even remotely popular when it's something that I just loved so much. It's weird when you find like a band like that. I'm like, is this guy? And he arguably is a kind of a desert Joshua Tree recluse, like, likes his drugs, likes to keep it fucking like off the grid. But at a certain point, sometimes you discover someone like that. You're like, hey man, maybe try it. You could like, people will like this if you show it to them.
Right. I'll say the Brotlow too, which is like Nick from the Beauty Bar, the Brotlow.
Okay.
Did you ever go see them or no?
No.
In New York? Yeah, they got like 3 LPs. They've done a little bit of touring. No one knows who they are, but that's a band that I think is real good and isn't as big as they should be, I guess.
Hey, you got to get them on Capsule Records, Vince.
They don't need me, dude.
What if I was like Journey?
Okay.
I think Journey should have been big.
No, I want to say Thin Lizzy though. I feel like Thin Lizzy should be way bigger than.
Oh yeah, I mean Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy is like the most disrespected like band of that time.
Now we're talking about underrated. I think that's more of an underrated band, right?
Yeah.
The big too, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of, because I had a guy at my house once I wanted to slap. I don't know if I told you this before. And he was like, "Damn, I thought Thin Lizzy was just the boys were back in town." I looked at my buddy. I was like, "Who brought this guy? You brought this guy to my house?"
There's a band. Oh, this is off the top of my head. There's a band from like the early mid 2000s called Royal City that I've liked, and like a lot of their shit isn't even on like Spotify or like YouTube or anything. So I thought that was kind of that's band that I thought was good and should at least be available to listen to.
Leeway.
Yeah. And also Journey.
Grand
Without Steve Perry though, with that copycat, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
underrated. It's just
That guy
less
goes.
less hassle for
Filipino
everyone. Yeah, a lot of less hassle. Everyone's happier in the band. So like, fucking Neil Peart's still there, man. He's still, not Neil Peart.
That's Rush, dude.
God damn it.
Whatever the fuck his
Neil
name is.
Schoen. Neil
Yeah.
Right.
Neil Schoen. Neil Schoen. Thank you.
No, they love
Thank
they
you,
love
Gnarly.
the copycat guy, dude. They don't gotta pay him shit, and they just fucking they don't gotta deal with any. He has no say in anything. It's
So
just
I guess guy doesn't know what
Yeah.
money is. He just signs these papers.
Grand Scheme on Instagram. Dave Sarah, favorite thing you dressed up as for Halloween / favorite costume. Well,
Shawn
you want to take a look at this nerd picture of Pop?
Well,
Man?
that's what that picture was, I guess. That was, I guess
that
I'll
was a
say that
Halloween.
one was mine, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I dressed up as a hobo a number of times as a kid, and it was just because it was easy, right? You just put
Yeah.
on like crappy clothes that you
Shitty
had,
stuff.
and then you would burn the end of a cork and give yourself a beard and shit. I don't know
The
about
the cork beard was like that was key. That's a lot of fun too.
So
Like,
you
it's
burn
fun
the
to-
cork and you hit your face with it?
you burn the
Yeah.
cork. It's not hot anymore, but it's just like it just rubs,
Char.
like the ash onto your face.
Damn, I never knew that. I'm taking a cork with me everywhere now.
But I also remember, like, for that to close out that whole fucking deal, I would like, I don't think I could always get my hands on a pipe, so I would like get some kind of cigar. And so at first, I was getting a cheap cigar, and over the course of the night, like, it would begin to sort of break down in my mouth. So I later, iterations
You got a
later,
real one?
Swisher, because it just had a fucking plastic tip on it.
See, I was a 20s gangster once, and I got the big plastic cigar. There's no way anyone was letting me have a real fucking cigar.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. So there was some lack of guidance over in my area, but the thing about the hobo costume too was a lot of times in Michigan you get fucked when come Halloween it was either going to snow or be cold enough where they were like, you're putting a fucking jacket on.
Yeah.
Like with a jacket and a hobo gear, like it didn't fuck the costume. If you try to go out as fucking, Mr. Spock and you had to put a jacket on, you were fucked.
I did like the Hulk a couple, whatever. I did the hobo. I think I did the Lone Ranger once. A clown. I never put a lot of thought into it. I just wanted that fucking candy, bro.
But also, I mean, I'm old enough. I had a few of those like that just came in a box with the plastic mask. And
Yeah.
put on. I definitely did Boba Fett and maybe Batman or something in that fucking deal too. The one that you could be set on fire.
I was not allowed to have those. That really bummed me out because they were so fucking cool. Like my mom would sew me a clown costume or some nerd shit, which I should appreciate. But in retrospect, it's just like the sugar cereal. She was doing what she thought was right, but I wanted that fucking cereal. I want Batman's face on the Batman fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to do. I was Dracula, and again, little kid speech impediment. Dracula. I always wanted to be Dracula, and then I'd have to fucking wear this orange and blue leather tamer winter coat over the cape and shit, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
Favorite, I will say, around 1999, I was Matt Foley, the Chris Farley Down by the River guy, and I really nailed it. I got like the wig. I went and got batting from Joanne Fabrics, which is the stuffing that comes in sheets, and like got a really killer fat suit. And I was fresh out of college and lived in Chicago, and bars were open till 5. And I had a great night. I just being the big fat guy, drunk as shit, smoking weed and acting like a psychopath I had a good night that night. That's probably my favorite memory.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about adult costumes, one time George and I went as fucking Rollins and Danzig.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Where she had the fucking double lock, and I had gotten like a muscle suit and drawn the tattoos on the arms and shit. But
So good.
I will
So
also
good.
say, because I've been 6'3" since I was like 10 years old, when I was still fucking very young enough to be trick-or-treating, I was already getting shit at a lot of the houses I would go up to, and they'd be like, "Aren't you a little too old?" Fuck, man.
That was a Power,
Fits at
Unfair.
Power Ranger.
Fits at a full-grown cock at age 8.
That's not what I said.
I remember
terrifying everyone in gym class.
when I first started dating Emily, like I went to a Halloween party at her friend's house and I didn't dress up. I just wore my regular clothes. And this guy goes, "What are you supposed to be, a dairy farmer?"
I punched him right in the blast him right there in there.
I was like, yeah, all right.
Gnarly, which Power Ranger?
I was a bunch, dude. My grandma sewed, so like she would just make me all of them because my mom didn't want to buy them. So we're just making everything from scratch. I was like the green one, red one, white one, and then my favorite costume was the one Marina made me, my Shawn Michaels pants with the zebra's hearts.
Yeah.
Okay. Halloween party at my mom's house, and me and Abe was a Macho Man, NWO, and we got shit house. I was kicking over everything. Apparently, I gave Marina a DDT.
Those photographs are great.
Give her a DDT?
Yeah, well, like, we got fucked up. But yeah, when everybody left, my mom was like, "We gotta clean up." And I started kicking everything. She just like looked at me, walked away. Like, she was hammered. I know she was. I'm not dealing with this.
Wait, so when you were doing the Power Rangers, though, what would you do for the helmet part?
I have pictures I could get. But I'll find those. But like my mom, they would buy like the sewing kits for them, I guess, or like the the fucking the cords like for sewing though. You know what I mean? And like follow the pattern, do all that shit. Yeah, they went all out for those a lot. Appreciate that. They made me all sad now.
I remember going to a party at Central Michigan where a dude was dressed as a sandwich, but it was like a big fucking foam, and the motherfucker was stuck in the kitchen the whole night. He like got in the door, but then he couldn't even hang out. He was just like in a fucking sandwich all night, you know?
God, I sure one of my friends, we give him the business. One time we were like 22, 23, and at a Halloween party, he dressed up as like a mime. He did all the work to put on the makeup and all the beret, and then he just got blasted, and then he just wound up driving him home, and I remember we rolled him into a ditch, and he started barfing, and then we had to get him back, and it's like, yeah, he was barfing in his mime makeup. And it's always, that's the thing about the complicated costume. You always look like kind of a fool when you're just upchucking in the
You got to be careful when you're choosing that outfit.
Here's the worst fucking pathetic thing I ever did on Halloween. I was like maybe 9 or 10 or something, right on the cusp of when you have a babysitter still, and my parents had gone to a Halloween party on like a Saturday, and Halloween was on a Thursday or Friday or something. I don't fucking know the deal. But I dressed up as a punk rocker, and I don't know what the fuck that means. And I don't know, I don't know. So, but I knew it looked cool. So I got 2 like polo shirts, a pink one and like a yellow one, and had both collars popped. And then those slicked my hair back and had on like mirrored shades with the strings and like a leather vest. And the babysitter, who was smoking hot, I fucking, was like, woo, babysitter time. She'd come over to watch me. And she's like, what are you? I'm like, fucking punk rocker. I'm like, cool, sexy guy, right? And she's like, you're just a prep. That's fucking wrong. And like just dressed me down so bad. I thought I was going to pull off, instead of putting a costume on, put on a cool outfit and then call it something else. I was never so fucking embarrassed.
Dude, I forgot about 80s. No. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I like picked it up from a fucking movie where like the Johnny Lawrence type character or something got all the babes, and I was like, yeah, it's punk rock. I have no idea what this fucking means.
Also, I remember being a little boy watching high school movies and sitcoms, trying to figure out what you have to do to be cool, and then it's not real. Like everyone, like they're like, what the fuck? You did? Like it's not how anything. It's just made up for movies.
My babysitter would call me gross because I was petting my dog's ear. You know, like that little flap they have, like on their ears, like another one. I was like, look, they have like another ear, and she was like, you're gross. And I was just like, fuck you, dude. I'm just showing you my dog's ear. I'm 9.
Just destroyed.
Damn.
She's like, you're gross. She was hot too. Sucks.
But I feel like some people who have older brothers that are hip and turn you on to music and things. I had friends like that. They always had the earring first or a rat tail. They were fucking cool, and I didn't have someone to tell me that was okay to look like. You want to grow a mullet and shave the sides of your hair? Yeah. If I had like a little brother, I would have told him, yeah, this is fucking dope. I'm gonna fucking buzz your shit up for you. But I'm still asking for my Chips John from Chips fucking bowl cut and make it a pot. And I fucking suck, and just suck.
Damn, Bernstein is going to get laid by the babysitter, man. What the
As a middle-aged man, I know, I did. I really did.
Bernstein is about to walk into a hardcore child porn.
I wonder if she's single. I wonder if she's still single. You never know.
It was a prequel to Netflix's Cuties. Burns.
Sign the petition.
Netflix's Cuties. Wow, this is getting taken down off YouTube.
Moving on.
I'm kidding.
Eddie Paschetti. Eddie Paschetti would like to know, coolest looking jersey in each sport. And the worst looking. If we
baseball right out the gate.
Go ahead, Harley.
Baseball. Sorry, go ahead, Harley.
Oh, Dodgers uniform. It's just simple and clean. It's my favorite all time. Just a white, blue, red, done.
In each sport.
Then I'd have to go basketball. Chicago Bulls, the aways, the black. Or no, Jordan's rookie year, those first ones with the cursive Chicago. That rookie Jordan with the gold chain. Football. I don't know. I like the Bills uniforms a lot. The little fucking bull in the colors, or the bill rather.
It's a nice logo.
Hockey. I like the Red Wings, those old home ones with the fucking white stripes. No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm sorry. The Blackhawks with the chief on it, all badass. The cool little things. What's left?
Basketball.
I said the Bulls.
Oh yeah, football then. Oh no, I think you're all set.
Dodgers, yeah. And of course the Liverpool kits, the new ones, the green alternative one, just so good.
80s Road Tiger, Detroit Tigers, or, I mean, don't get hot. This is not about anything other than the old Astros uniform with the fucking the color variation. Oh, yeah. Hockey's got to be either Red Wings, or I like the fucking the Kings, the yellow and purple Kings. Basketball. Oh, shit. Maybe like
Are we doing all time?
I mean, you could just I think it's like, these things are, I'm just reading them so we can decide what the fuck. It's like coolest looking jersey in each sport. So we can say all time, we can say today.
Supersonics, they had some cool shit.
Sure.
Sonics.
Just like
Nuggets,
modern is easier.
And football, dude. I mean, that fucking the old Raiders,
Yeah,
the Lions, the blue Lions are that's dope too.
As much as I hate the Raiders, they have the hardest merch and/or colors all time. It's just their shit's just so tough always.
See, I like West Ham as far as color scheme and all that shit. Like West Ham is my fucking palette.
Like sky blue. And what's that? Like, what kind of red is that? Not yellow.
Kind of like oxblood or like a crimson.
Red, blue sleeves.
I guess I'd say old school Expos, like 80s.
Nice. Yeah.
I like. Football, I think I do like the old Lions uniforms. Basketball, there aren't a lot of great, like, standout. I do like the Pistons. I don't know. Hockey, I don't really fuck with hockey, but I think the Red Wings are pretty nice. And, yeah, I don't know. That's my take.
I think Red Wings are hands down greatest hockey sweater in the fucking league, and it's always been that way. A lot of people agree with that. Like I've heard other people, like I'm not a Red Wings fan, but that's the best fucking sweater. NFL's tough because I really like throwbacks. I love the Oilers. Like I love Warren Moon
Oilers are great. Oilers are great.
with the white helmet. I also like there's something about the white helmets with those off colors that are just a little striking. The creamsicle Tampa Bay are a lot of fun with the orange, but I'd have to go Oilers over that. Current NBA, I really like the Bucks. Just that green with, and even like in an age of branding, the Harley Davidson patch on those jerseys look like it's still a cool fucking logo. It's not like some insurance company or some shit.
Insurance is
And then baseball. I mean, you can't fuck with the home Tigers jersey, but the V-neck era, I would have to sit down and make really serious thought because it could be the Tigers 84 Detroit. It could be a lot of different. Like I had a fucking raging hard on for those Minnesota blue jerseys that they had on.
Oh, those are fantastic. It's funny. The only thing I care about fashion is like baseball uniforms. I could talk about.
Yeah.
I could rank baseball uniforms forever.
That is the thing I love about the fucking home Dodgers, though, is that they have that other color, you know. So it's like they've got the red number, you know.
Yeah.
The red
They're right
is
in
so,
the red.
It is a great uniform. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
I do
red
like
is
the
so
old
smart.
throwback A's uniforms too.
Yeah.
And the White Sox with the blue, like the '83 White Sox-ish, where it just says, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, those are nice too. See, it's really tough. I have this question though. There was so many teams that had that powder blue at a certain time period as their road color. Now, was that just an easy way to signify that light blue was a road jersey? Because it didn't necessarily always correspond with the team color, like Royals, Brewers, Cardinals,
Phillies.
Phillies, so many powder blue alternates when that powder blue color was not part of their color scheme.
Yeah.
I never thought about that until I saw those Minnesota. I was like, was this what was this movement and how many teams had it? Were they all a certain league or some, you know, what was the deal? And I'm too lazy to look it up.
Father's Day. But how come nobody on the Rockies, you know, they just have like the vest jersey, has just done no undershirt? Is there like
Must not be allowed.
There's like a rule against that then,
Yeah,
right?
there
Like,
must
that'd
be.
so sick. Oh, we're in the
Rockies have always had
no undershirt, just fucking just yoked out.
Rockies have always had dog shit uniforms their entire existence.
Oh, Rockies, Marlins,
Yeah.
those are Tampa Bay Rays. Those are all
Arizona
just
had some
trash
atrocious
uniforms.
ones. Was it like 3 years ago? They had that fucked up deal. I forget who they made a deal with. It was terrible.
Arizona's always had terrible.
Every expansion team has had problems with getting their gear together.
Yeah.
You know, other than like
Right.
we're talking about more recently, the Golden Knights seem to be fine. But like any of the expansions of like our youth, San Jose, fucking
I like
Tampa Bay,
San Jose.
like-
I'll stand up for San Jose though.
yeah, I know Rob Sakuzo is going to get after me about mentioning San Jose, but
It's because there's only so many colors left. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want to be orange and something or purple or teal? And like, I love purple shit. I love pink shit. I love teal shit. Like, I'm drawn to anything that color. I love that fucking wallpaper behind you, Vince. Like that's my jam. But they don't execute it properly.
right. But
There's
the
something
thing
off.
is, you can quite obviously, you can reuse colors. There's just a point in history that a lot of those teams come into being. There was some thought, and maybe it was accurate, that like teal and black and purple were like the colors that people.
I hate it. I hate it.
New colors.
Friend of the show, Danny Acuna, would like to know, today marks 1 year since the Iron Maiden concert that we all went to, except for Pop.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
That was the
That's
most
incredible.
That was the most cheebed I've ever been. What's the most cheebed any of you have been? And for Pop, I hope it's when you freaked out and still thought you lived in Michigan.
Oh yeah, that's basically it.
Well, there was also that time at Jay Bois' Thanksgiving party when you like sat in the corner for a while.
Yeah, most of the times I've ever smoked pot have been me being like, "That was a bad idea. I don't know what's going on." There's also the time at DeRosa's when I just ate some candy, thinking it was just regular candy.
We had
and it
been
was-
eating edibles off the counter, and Pop went into the kitchen and thought there was just candy and started gobbling them up.
And I remember talking. I remember when I realized I was talking to Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and then her face started just going like, "Whoa." And I was like, "What the fuck is going?" And I couldn't I couldn't talk, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I remember you were like laying on the couch, and then you were like, did you eat any of the candy in the fucking kitchen? And you're like, yeah. And you're like,
I felt like a dog who ate ham out of the garbage or something. I just
well, I think beyond the time that I was the first time I used a vaporizer, where I was sort of tricked, where it was like, let Vince go first, and I kept yanking on it and being like, I don't think I'm getting anything, and then I passed out and had my first panic attack. Outside of that, which is a well-told story, I think the highest I've ever been was when I was on one of those tours of Western Canada, and I went and did a gig out in the middle of nowhere. And when I had left the hotel, I had gotten a couple joints from somebody, and the weed out there at that point compared to New York was like fucking otherworldly. It wasn't even the same fucking drug. And I smoked this thing, and I remember just laying on the bed in the hotel room being like, thinking I was never coming back. But it wasn't like in an anxious, panicky way, but it was like, your brain is now broken, and this is and you're just going to be like this forever. And I think that may have been the highest I ever was.
Nice. I like it.
I have several. There's of course the time around 99 when I smoke a laced dipped joint before I have to go to work at a Thai restaurant and bartend, and I freak out. So I tell them I have a rash and then scrape my neck up with my girlfriend's hairbrush. So then when I go in, I'm like, hey, look, check out the rash. I can't fucking work tonight. And then they're like, well, it's fine. Just stay. And then I stay there all fucked up, tweaking out of my mind. I had to leave the Joe DeRosa St. Patrick's Day party. What was that, 2 years ago? Because I got way too fucking high. I rolled in there early.
Yeah.
Was that where the guy brought the McNugget?
Yes.
Damn. Yeah, I was at Night Market fucking raging that night.
I had to go, and I did that thing where I was just kicking it outside, having a good time, and Vince and Tone Bell and everybody's got 8 fucking joints going, and I'm just hitting everyone that comes past, and that was a bad combo.
I just remember saying goodbye to you as you left. I was like, see you later. And you were just like,
it was a cross between Hannibal Lecter being wheeled out and like fucking,
We were both waiting for a car. You just gave me the hat. You just went like this and just had your head down, your sunglasses. Like, all right.
And it had a little Weekend at Bernie's vibe to it.
I would have been fine, except for I was in the exact same apartment that I'm in now, except for 2 doors down, and it's a studio. So you're at a party. There was nowhere for me to go and just kick it for like a half hour with a couple light beers and get it right. It's like I got
nowhere to cool out. Yeah. Well, I remember, and I hope I'm not falling down on the carpet, but do you remember at a Lawn Beers when at a certain point you just hopped up and went in your house and closed the door and locked it, and we were all like sitting outside being like,
like, yeah, it was like, does Burns want us to go home now? You just got up and shut the door and locked us out.
No idea.
That's so funny.
I don't think I meant to lock the door. It was just like, I got to go inside and for a little bit.
Right,
in
you
my
got to
head,
cool
it's
out.
just
Yeah,
I just need a barrier.
Yeah, sometimes you can, especially once it's happened once or twice, you can talk yourself out of it. You just need a minute to fucking collect. But
Well, I'm just so bad at weed, and now it's a learning curve. I've gotten so much, like I know how to smoke my own, and like I can enjoy it at home. But like, probably the worst is one of the last times we had beers at the Roost, and Mikey Avila, who just spoke. This is his question, correct?
no, Danny Acuna asked the question. Mike Avila.
This is Danny's.
Yeah.
Danny might be there at this. Anyway, we smoked some pen that Mikey has, and I remember sitting there at the Roost, and I was just like, my head was I thought I was going to fall off the fucking stool. And I look over at Michael and I'm like, I'm pretty fucked up, man. He goes, yeah, me too. And I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, he's a dope smoker who's a professional. And someone who really knows, like, what they're doing with marijuana, if they're super fucked up and they just cop to it and be like, yeah, man, I'm really, it makes you feel better. Like, that's a kindness to show to somebody when you know, because it's just weed and anyone's going to be fine from it in the end. But if you're a seasoned connoisseur and a junior is having a freak out moment, just turn to him and say, like, yeah, I'm really fucked up too, man. It's
all good.
It's just a nice thing. Nice thing.
Gnarly, you ever smoke weed?
Never, man. No, I think the last time I was like really stoned was when we did that improv 2 Monday night beers like on a Wednesday. And you guys hit me up. I was like, what time are you going? And you're like at 5, and it was like at 4:45. And I just ate like 100 and something milligrams, but I didn't have like any food or nothing. I was like, all right, like I'm fine. I'm gonna walk there. And then as soon as I like got to the main street on Los Feliz, I was like, oh, I'm fucked up. Like, and I still have to walk. And I had like music and I was listening to Deftones. I was just all like, fuck. They had like 2 beers and I left immediately because I was just like, I need to eat.
Dude. But while that was going on, you did a real good job while it was going on, because I remember that night specifically.
No, you just have to let it ride, dude. Like, you're not going to die. It just is what it is. Just don't piss yourself and everything's cool. All you got to do is don't piss yourself. But I wasn't to a point where like I did feel like I was like, oh, I feel kind of sick. Because there's another time at work, my buddy gave me an edible. I think the brand's Kadiva. It's the one that has like a dude passed out on the back. But it was a 6 dose and maybe like this big. He's like, oh, it's a 6 dose. And I was like, fuck 6 doses. And I ate it, turned my press off. Still 3 hours left for work. And that's why I used to carpool with my buddy. So then that shit, 30 minutes later, he looks at me. My eyes are bloodshot red. I have to turn my press on, run a quick job. But then I had to give him my keys to drive home because I was like, yo, like I'm done. Like my day's over. And this was like at 4 o'clock. Then Marina got us El Tepeyac like at 5 something. Smashed that and I was in bed by like 6:30. It was just one of those highs where I'm just like, yeah, I can't drive. Like I was that fucked up and stoned at work. I can't drive, dude. I fucked up.
Friend of the show, Mr. VIP on Swole. What's your 90s album? You get one for the whole decade. I'm going to go with
hard.
I'm going Fugazi, In on the Kill Taker.
I have to
But
start
it's not easy.
Dates.
90s is tough.
Well, there's many to choose from, so there's no right answer. You know.
Right.
I'm going to say Silver Jews. Silver Jews, American Water. That's my 90s album.
That's so difficult.
And I go to the bathroom really
Easy
quick.
to just-
I'll come right back.
Hurry back now, Pop Man.
90s, like 90s, I'm so immersed. Well, there's a lot of hip hop that I like too. It's probably got to be that.
Oh, I found mine.
But like first Ghetto Boys record and like that. That's all like 89, I think.
So you want to go Bushwick Bill, Phantom of the Rapper?
No. And then there's like all the, there's all the alternative that you got to sift through. Like you get deeper into a Fugazi, but then there's all the stuff on the surface.
Oh no, there's a ton of records. I picked that one,
No, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that these questions are like a game. It's like, what the? Let's see. Let me look. Gnarly, you go.
No, dude, I was taking advantage of you fucking rambling about whatever you were.
Oh, I thought you said you had it.
No, I did, but then I started pulling up dates, and I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
Now this one's not showing fucking dates. All right, I'm going to go AFI, Very Proud of You, 1996.
Okay.
So I was like fucking really young, but AFI was like my first intro into like hardcore and punk. That had like a lot of influence on me. And then I guess number 2 would have to be Deftones Around the Fur, 1997.
Okay.
Same genre. Not genre, but like just rocker shit.
Cool.
Yeah, I think what makes the most sense for me is because I love the album so much. It has to be a Division Bell, Pink Floyd, 1994. Because
Really? That's your 90s album?
It's my favorite Pink Floyd album.
But the 90s.
I mean, Burnsy, to each their own, but that's your best 90s album. I mean, God bless you,
That's the
buddy.
weed in him now.
No, there's that whole record I absolutely love. There's 2 or 3 of those are funeral songs for me. Like I love that fucking record.
Okay.
Where have
I never said I was good at music.
Hey,
I
listen,
like
dude.
what I like.
Subjective art form, man. Don't let motherfuckers get at you now,
Subjective,
unless it's
bro.
me.
And and I'm saying favorite. I'm not saying best. I'm saying favorite. And it comes out in 94. It's when I graduate. It's when I go to college. I've listened to it a lot. And like I have a very big attachment to it. Can't get that shit on fucking vinyl because it's like $100 or something. I'm gonna have to wait for that.
They'll reissue.
Dollar a day. Just put $1 a day away, baby.
All right, we got to
I
plow
love
through here.
Gilmore.
Emily R. Studio, also known as Jesse Pop's girlfriend. The end of this one feels like a little bit of an attack, but let's see here. What are your favorite books, and when was the last time you actually finished a book? Last book I finished was Chaos, that book about the fucking Manson murders, which will fucking twist your melon, man.
Open your third eye, bro.
It's awesome, dude.
I got to read that.
I'll send it over to you.
Oh, please do. Thank you.
Finished. See, that's where the attack is. Because I got a stack of unfinished things that this computer's sitting on right now. Look at this. You got fucking Outlaw. This is unfinished. Lonely Boy by Steve Jones is unfinished. I finished this. That's Melissa's. That's Melissa's. That's Melissa's. Finished this. You lent me this, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
This is great, but it's
what is that?
Chipped away at. It's that Led Zeppelin 75.
Oh, that's a great book. Yeah, LZ 75.
That you gave me like fucking 5 years ago.
And the thing is, I've lent that to like 2 other people before you, I think.
You lent it to me.
Yeah, that book's been around. Did you read it?
Yeah, it's great. Don't
I've
make
read
fun
a
of me.
bunch of it, but it's one of those things like I'll take it on a plane, I'll read 30, 40 pages of it, and then I don't remember any of it because I had 85 doers on the airplane, and then I got to start over, and it just is this One day, I'm going to turn my phone off, go to the pool, and finish that book. It's great.
Pop Man.
It's fucking great.
Pop Man reads quite a bit. I'm sure you've finished a book recently.
Well, the last book I read was I reread Moby Dick. Sorry, that's weird, but yeah. And then my favorite book is probably like a guy named Charles Portis. That's my favorite writer. Okay. So check him out. It's good.
What's my favorite book? I don't know. Let me think about what my favorite book is. Gnarly, any books?
Last one I finished was Marilyn Manson's autobiography, which is like pretty entertaining read. And the one I'm currently trying to finish is a Bourdain book. The Burns got it for me actually. The Kitchen Confidential. It's another really entertaining read.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. I think my favorite's Captain Underpants, man. This shit got me into reading, baby.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about James and the Giant Peach, is a fucking great book. I mean, it's been a long time.
Dude. Had a little comic in it. You flipped it.
Favorite book is tough. I mean, like, it's easy for me to say, like David Sedaris Naked and Fear and Loathing. I read like 3 or 4 times. I'm thinking of books that I read multiple times.
Dude, the Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson is really good.
Yeah, I actually finished that one. It's on my TV. It's right there. Shouldn't let anybody know I read. There's one book. It's right there.
And Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential I read at least twice. And my favorite rock biography is that Duff McKagan, It's So Easy in Other Lives. Because it's a different perspective. You've got a guy who lived through all that Guns N' Roses shit, but then becomes a dad, and like his liver explodes, and then his pancreas explodes from booze, He's got to fix himself. So you see like this whole back end of a book where usually it's just Keith Richards is just kind of, hey, yeah, I'm shitty still, and I'm 80. You know, it doesn't. The whole book doesn't change perspective. That's my favorite rock biography, but I don't.
All right, let's take it home. Now, this question right here was, and it's something we've sort of touched on, but it struck such a nerve that other people decided that they needed to answer the question. And this person wants to know most underrated candy bar, and I think it's got to be Take 5, right? I mean, that's.
I'd say Take 5 is the best candy bar, but not the most underrated. You can get it pretty much at every store.
But underrated in as much as like people don't like. It's not Snickers. It's not Twix. Like it's a fucking.
I think personally, the most underrated candy bar is Chunky.
Okay.
You like the raisins in there?
Not necessarily the raisins. It's the combination of the flavors.
All right, then I'm going to say whatchamacallit if we're going to fucking.
The problem with whatchamacallit is it's so underrated that it's oftentimes stale as fuck, and you get it and it tastes like dust.
Yeah.
That's the problem with that.
It was very popular, though.
Yeah, whatchamacallit is great when it works.
I'm old enough, though, when I had a whatchamacallit back in the day that didn't have that fucking strip of caramel on top. That's like a new item.
Right. I remember when that happened, too, and I went and got one from the store and then cut it in half to, like, see that strip. I wanted to see it real clearly. Take 5 is still not widely accepted because you can't get the Halloween, like, bags of the fun size. Last year, we could only find it at Target. It's not at Vaughn's. It's not at Albertsons. I looked last week. They don't carry it at most places. It's absurd. It's the hands down best candy bar. You can't get it at most grocery outlets. Pop, if you find it, you go look
the Halloween bags?
Hit the grocery store.
I don't know about the Halloween bags, but you can get it at 7-Eleven. You just got to get the king size.
Right.
Yeah.
I need the Halloween candy for my bucket. My pumpkin bucket.
Well, there you go. The fact they only sell it as a king size, that tells you right there it's not being respected.
Not respected.
For the ball.
Not respected.
Gnarly?
I don't know, dude. Fucking Crackle.
Crackle's a good.
I like Crackle.
It's good.
Crackle's better than fucking Nestle Crunch. I'll tell you that.
Cool logo too. It's got that dope ass K.
What's up with? Is Crackle thicker than a Nestle Crunch, or is it the same? It's just.
I think just a different off-brand made it, right? And they were just like, "What's up? We stole yours." Then they made the pop.
I thought Hershey's I thought Hershey's made a Crackle.
I don't know, dude. If we're talking about gummies, I got you. But the chocolate game, I know nothing.
Hershey's is Crackle, Nestle's is Crunch.
I love how Gnarly refers to candy bars as the chocolate game.
The game, man. Shit's good.
Gentlemen, Monday Night Beers. We fucking did it. And we'll see you next week.
Good luck, boys.
Got a whole game, boys.
Take care.